Doctor, they're heading directly toward us. What should we do?
Just sit tight. We've got them on radar. There's no way they can get away. I don't know what they are planning, but I'll be sure to give them a warm welcome.
That was pretty rough.
We did it! Let's go, Amy!
Yeah!
You little thieves. Did you really think you could get out of here alive?
Come and get some, Eggman! Just leave it to me!
As well as the Chaos Emerald, I call on you to destroy these pests! Come out, my servant!
Egg Mega Iron Golem. That's one way to get started with this. So what's cracking with you people? This is Anansi. We are here fighting the Egg Megatron. Right. Because he's not the lighter characters, you can't actually get out of that. So this fight operates a little bit differently than the incarnations with Sonic, and that's just you just shoot until you expose those little weak points right there, and just go from there. It's honestly not too difficult. You just got to be on your game and try not to get hit in the face too much, which I'm not doing very well right now. Okay, so I'm gonna float down here a little bit because I believe he just waits on you. There's a health pack right there. Okay, gotta be careful here. So with regards to the Egg Golem, just gotta shoot the parts. It's honestly not that difficult. I can probably be done right now actually. I just wanted to say, since this is a quick boss fight, I wanted to say I love Eggman's theme in this game. I am the Eggman. It's probably the best villain theme ever.
Green light for launch. Primary engine ignition on. Beginning liftoff countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shuttle liftoff.
Hi, Doctor. How's it going? What? What do you mean they escaped? That's okay. I will go after them myself. Can you tell me the password for the Space Colony Control? Tricking that old doctor is just too easy. Alright, it's time to get to work. The password is Maria. Maria, I've heard that name somewhere before. Oh well. This is it. Research Project Shadow, the ultimate life form. Let's see now. What in the world is this? This can't be right. Just what is Shadow, anyway? I guess I'll just have to take the last pieces of the Master Emerald.
Stage 12, Mad Space. This is, as far as anyone is concerned, as far as you need to be concerned, the worst treasure hunting level in the game. Now, I consider myself someone with pretty high patience, and I don't mind these levels so much, but Mad Space has a bit of a gimmick that makes that... Okay, so remember how I said in earlier parts that there's a problem with the radar, that if it wasn't the way if it wasn't like this, it would be much easier to deal with. Well, okay, so this in here then. Oh, not there. Okay. Mad Space is that problem. So that's not me doing that on purpose, I promise. So the gimmick with Mad Space is that we're essentially playing Beta Mario Galaxy, in a sense that we're playing around, and here's our power up. This should be the Iron Boots. This is Rouge's power up that lets you break through. Okay, think of it like Knuckles is Knuckles. So boom, boom, boom. There you go. The problem with this one is that you're playing around with gravity. You're playing around with gravity, okay? And where Mario Galaxy did a very good job of making sure that the gravity of the planetoids you were jumping on were small and concise enough that you can easily jump off of one and not have the camera get too crazy. Camera in a Sonic game has never been good. Oh, in a 3D Sonic game anyway. It has never been what you would classify as good. As a matter of fact, I'd hardly classify any 3D platformer as having a good camera. I think the best 3D camera I've seen in a Sonic game is Sonic Unleashed myself. That's me personally. But with regards to this, you can get first thing in a heartbeat for the sheer fact that the camera is always positioned behind you. You got meteors flying about that can hit you randomly, like in Knuckles' meteor herd. And finally speaking, this level is just way too big. I still maintain that it would be manageable if the radar functioned as it did in Sonic Adventure 1. I still maintain that to this day. However, that would only mitigate the issue. The fact that the levels are so big, with this being an issue right here, and the emeralds are so spaced out, and you will have no idea if you're even close to one until you actually, you know, unlock it in the sequential order of actually finding the emerald shards. It can get annoying. And I have seen people that are able to articulate their frustrations much better than I am, are able to think more critically about these games than I am, get so frustrated with this, and I don't blame them, because this mission, I kid you not, can take upwards of an hour to complete, just because of how big it is. It is, and for that reason, I mean, this is what I never actually got to this far in the game on the original Dreamcast, but if I did, I can safely say, okay, it's just like this thing, isn't it? Nope, it's not. I messed up. I made a mistake. I regret everything. Looks like one of these crates. Okay, there we go. And come on, grab it. Okay, and I can easily see this being a roadblock for me in my younger days, if I had actually gotten to this level. Knuckles' Meteor Herd I could get by because A, I really like Knuckles, and B, the stage itself was still manageable. Top that off with one gimmick with regards to the computer monitors. I have mentioned that the computer monitors, if you use them, it will lower your completion rank because you have to use a hint to help you find the what's the one I'm looking for here? You have to use the hints to help you find the Emerald Shard. Well, how they ramp up the difficulty with regards to this is that they don't want you to just find the Emerald Shard. That would be too easy. Oh no. Also, there's the last Emerald Shard right there. How they work it is that as you go through the levels, they give you hints. The further in the game you get, the hints get more cryptic and more vague. In this level, they outright lie to you and are written backwards.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I get having hints and whatnot, but you gotta use some common sense.
Long time no see, treasure hunter. Did you find my emerald?
That's a good one. Your emerald. Talking to you is a waste of time. Hand over those master emeralds. Give them to me.
Now, okay, locals, catch these legs! You know you want these legs. Catch these legs! Catch these legs! I see you, DeviantArt. Put that pencil down. But yeah, so like with regards to that mission, it's like because I naturally don't mind having that I don't mind exploration. Like I legitimately don't. Like even inside some RPGs, I will go out of my way to explore every nook and cranny I can and do every side quest I can before getting onto the main thing. So doing this kind of thing in this game, where exploration is encouraged to complete your objective, I don't mind it, but I can see how the charm wears thin in a game where you want to play as a blue or black hedgehog whose primary gimmick is going as fast as possible. So having a level that big with hint monitors that outright lie to you in a lot of instances, and it's in that boss fight, lie to you and are spelled backwards, it can get frustrating. It can get frustrating.
Stop fooling around and give me back my emeralds.
What are you babbling about? Call yourself a hunter attacking a lady? Shame on you!
What kind of lady goes around stealing gems anyway?
Those belong to me! Keep your hands to yourself. Don't touch me.
Is that how you say thanks to someone who just saved your life?
Saving my life. Don't think I owe you one. You just wanted to hold my hand, didn't you? That's why you saved me. You're such a creep.
This isn't a joke. Think what you want, that girl. I was saving the Master Emerald.
No matter what you say, it sounds crazy.
What?
Fine, then just take them. They stink like echidnas do.
If that's what you thought, you should have given me them in the first place. Finally!
What?
I'm sorry if I hurt you.
We should get going.
2 separate Chaos Emeralds.
Did they really think they could trick me with that fake emerald? Wait, Shadow. I'm the one who should be telling them the end is near, not you. Now is the time to end this long drawn-out battle and mark myself a place in history as the ultimate genius. If something happens today, I'm counting on you to finish the job. Hurry! The moment for attack has come. It's now or never!
Stage 13, the Cosmic Raw. Get and confront the trespassers. And now we play probably one of the most fun levels with regards to the mech in the game, because you are just playing with anti-gravity and it is so much fun. You are literally, this is like I think this level perfectly encapsulates, like if the harbor level didn't, this level certainly encapsulates everything right about playing as Eggman with this type of gameplay, because it's just a sense of freedom that you have with the main bad guy of the entire series just blowing up stuff in a free-floating environment where you're just invincible, you know? Okay, first off, I'm just gonna die, thank you. And I have to wonder why it is he ported it out into space to find... Presumably this is where he gets Amy in the Hero Side story, you know? And I also like that Eggman thinks that he's not gonna make it back alive from this. I mean, I don't think I've touched on it up till now. I want to say I have mentioned that Adventure 2 has some of the more darker elements in the Sonic story, which I know is laughable considering the reputation the series has gotten in Shadow the Hedgehog being a thing, as well as 06. But I call this a darker story, not in the sense of the themes going on, but in the sense that this story has stakes. Like, if Eggman gets what he wants, he rules the world. He has a cannon pointed straight down that can very much blow up the world, you know? Like, he blew, like, the 6 emeralds, he blew up half of the moon. Now, the moon is not that big, comparatively speaking. I want to say that when you look at put the moon and the earth side by side, you could fit, like, I won't say, like, it is a decent number of moons, but the implication is that if he actually got control of the Eclipse Cannon, I want to call it Chaos Cannon for some reason, the Eclipse Cannon, and actually blew things up, yeah, he could legitimately blow up the planet. And between him pointing a gun at Amy's head, hearing a gunshot go off if you take too long in Sonic's stage when you're trying to go rush to save her, as well as just the sheer fact that that Eggman is just not playing around, that he actually straight up tries to up and kill Sonic. Yeah, it's no wonder. Also, here's the protection armor. It's very easy to miss this as a power up in the game, and this makes it easier because you can now take increased damage. It gives you a bigger health gauge essentially. This red bumper is actually what Eggman was wearing in our fight with him as Tails, which is weird because he shouldn't have it because you don't have it inside the Dark Side playthrough. And these are presumably real-time models. It's not pre-rendered cutscenes. So whatever we have when we finish the respective stories is what should be on the character when we get to the opposite story. Don't know why, but I guess this is the one oversight they had. But yeah, the story has a bit of stakes, you know, like the heroes are always on the back foot trying to keep up with Robotnik. That's what I mean by a darker story. A darker story doesn't mean, oh, someone has to die, or oh, someone, like, there's cussing in it, or there's blood and just like mature things. Like, no, it's the ability for the bad guy to be for the antagonist to be seen as a credible threat, as well as well, let me get my narrative stuff straight first. It's the ability for an antagonist to be seen as a credible threat, as a credible force to be reckoned with. How do you do that? Well, it's quite simple. The antagonist has to win, or at the very least be in a position to where they seem untouchable, you know? The reason why Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight was so good is because, not because the Joker was such a visceral threat, that definitely helped. It was because he seemed untouchable, you know? Like, everything was going the way he needed to. He was a dark reflection of Batman in that very real sense. The reason why, in the case of Transformers Prime, why that worked is because Megatron and the Decepticons win. In a lot of instances, the Autobots barely beat them, you know. In regards to Star Wars, like the Clone Wars and Empire Strikes Back and Rebels, there are a lot of episodes for the Jedi, Jedi, the Rebellion, the clones, but they just straight up get their butts handed to them, and not just in a, oh look, it's been another week, you know, they'll be back in a little bit. No, like, they get demolished. It isn't like the very last second that even they manage to scrape by a victory by the skin of their teeth. Like, you know, like, if one thing just didn't go just right, they would lose. That's what I mean by a story having stakes. There just aren't, and that's what a dark story is. It's not just, you know, cussing and drug relations and sex and just adult themes. It's the ability to treat your world seriously, to treat your character seriously, and to give your villain a credible sense of scale. And in my opinion, Adventure 2 is the very last time with regards to Robotnik. I have gone on record as saying that Knuckles, his character, gets shot in the foot after, like, I want to say Riders, after like Zero Gravity. I want to say that's the one where Knuckles gets his character shot in the foot and just not really brought up again. But Robotnik, as a credible threat with regards to the mainline 3D Sonic games, he stops being a threat after this game. His character never again becomes this force of nature that can and will take over the world if given the chance. Like, if just the right amount of stuff works, and his plan is prepared just enough, yeah, he can very much take over the world. But we don't get that kind of Robotnik ever again. And it's the difference between having a threat like Bowser. I'm about to die here. Going on my freaking English spiel. Is the difference between having a threat like Bowser and Mario, who is a threat because he's just a force to overcome, to where like Bowser is an obstacle to go through the end of the game in order to get to Peach in a lot of the games he's in. I would say the only games where that's not the case is maybe Mario Galaxy. If there's any others, I am hard pressed to think of them. I want to say the Super Mario Bros. RPGs, the Super Mario Bros. RPG, the Mario and Luigi series, I should say. You know, I think that makes them a decent enough threat too, and they also give decent threats as well. But Eggman, after this point, stops being a obstacle to overcome, because, okay, I'm getting my stuff wrong again. Eggman, after Adventure 2, has been characterized as a force to overcome, not a force of nature to be stopped. That if you don't do something about him soon, things will get very bad very quickly. I prefer those kind of villains in my stories. You know? Even if it's like a dumb, goofy plot involving a blue hedgehog who can run real fast and has shoes at the end of the day, which that's what this series is. Let's not mince words about it. But even then, I prefer having a villain who isn't just, you know, oh, look how powerful he is, find the MacGuffin and you beat him. No, I prefer a villain who, even if you get the MacGuffin to beat him with, you still have to actually stop him. Just having these extra bit of power behind your attacks to make it easier to beat him doesn't automatically guarantee you to win. That he can outthink you, he can outsmart you, he can if you don't pay attention to him, you are in for a bad time. And it won't be until, in my opinion, Sonic Unleashed that we get that Eggman again. At any rate, that ramble's over. This has been In The Part. I've been Anansi, you've been awesome.
Now you know why I am the best.
And I'll catch you later. Could not have timed that A rank quote any better.